It's another beautiful day in Toronto. We're shooting with Toyota today, and we've been up since 5. So in between today's shoot, I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how you can make more money in your next project. So there's really simple things that you can do that'll benefit your clients and may even double the budget of your next project. So let's get into it. The first thing that's really important in order to make more money in your business is to understand where your clients are coming from. Because once you do that, they know that you actually care about their company and care about building them up rather than just, doing a one-time gig. So part of that is understanding their budget, understanding their goals for this project and for the future. Because once you know that, you can recommend the type of content that they actually need. Because a lot of times clients are coming to you with an idea of what they think they need, whether it's a 5-minute promo video, for example, or something like that. And that may not always be the best choice for them. So once you talk to them and figure out, what platform this is living on, for example, or what their goals are, and maybe they have some budget restraints, you can develop the type of content they need and actually plan a bit around their budget. If they only have enough for like a half-day shoot, say that's all that you actually need to do this particular project, but they're interested in shooting a little bit more for future videos and for social. That's what you've discovered on this client call. So what you can offer then is an additional half-day shoot, bringing you up to your full-day rate, so getting you from that half-day to that full day, and your client knows that they're getting more of what they want for future projects and for this particular project. And most importantly, they know that you care. They know that you're actually interested in developing their company and making content that's gonna make a difference for them and their business. So ultimately, that's gonna get you hired again in the future. Okay, so now it's actually a couple of days later and the Toyota shoot went really well. The only thing is I definitely under-anticipated the amount of time I would have to shoot this in between shooting. I hope that you'll enjoy the B-roll from that shoot in between these segments, but for now it's a couple days later and we're gonna shoot in my mom's backyard. Also, my neighbors are having a pool party behind me. It's kind of rude, I wish I was invited, but whatever. My next tip for you guys is to increase your budgets annually. So increase your individual rates as well as increase your markup every year. So if you're not even sure what to charge, check out this video I did with Chris. So it's literally called What to Charge. It'll be in the cards and it'll also be in the description below. So if you watch that video I did with Chris, you'll know that I told you guys to make a budget. And if you don't have that budget template I gave you guys, it's also in the description below. Fill out each of those boxes with your individual rates for like pre-production, your shoot days, post-production, editing time, all of that stuff. Also, if you don't know what a markup is, you should know after you've watched that video I did with Chris, but a markup is a little percentage that you should be adding on to your full budget. That should be going towards those everyday office expenses and some of those other things I just mentioned. With those individual rates and with the markup, you should be increasing them a little bit every year. So I can't tell you exactly how much you should be increasing them, but this depends on a few factors. Your skill level has increased, you're taking on more projects, and your gear package has grown. And the fact is, you can't go out and buy things, like paper for your printer or, expanding your company without charging a little bit more every year. It just won't grow. And also that's gonna help you take on more work because maybe now you can hire on other employees. Maybe you have overhead now because you have a space. So increasing those amounts in your markup and in those individual rates will help you do that. That is one way to help increase your budgets every year and to help you guys make more cash.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Okay, so another tip on how you guys can make more money is super simple, is just to upsell. So it's obviously really important to improve your skills in whatever craft you like best, whether it's photography, whether it's videography. Obviously keep doing that and there's a plane. Almost gone. Okay, so what was I saying? It's obviously important to keep improving the skills at whatever craft you like and whatever is, the first strong suit of your business. But after that, you need to upsell and you need to keep offering add-ons. Whether this is, an extra round of revisions on an edit, a few extra photos to a package maybe you already have, maybe it's a marketing consultation package, maybe it's a social media package you're offering. There's all kinds of different ways that you can tell your clients, hey, thanks so much for contacting me to make that promotional video, but did you know that I'm actually now offering a marketing consultation package where I can manage some of the different ways or give you ideas on how to actually promote that video. Because at the end of the day, clients love people who can do everything. They love working with vendors who can just handle it all, especially at a competitive rate. But that's one advantage that you will have over someone else who maybe just takes photos or just does videography. You know, if you can handle more, if you can take on that marketing or give them the option for an extra round of edits, or a really great thing you can also do is recommend different, this is just for video though, you can recommend different edits for different platforms. So maybe they want a longer promotional video to go up on their website, but you can recommend like a 30-second or 15-second cut that would be great for social media. So that's one way you can actually push your budgets that little bit further and make more cash. Another thing you guys can be doing to double those budgets or just to even bring up those budgets a little bit is to charge for creative. And I know a lot of photographers and videographers will often rely on their client to provide this when they're starting out. They're like, well, what do you want? Like, I just can't read your mind. And the thing is that clients often don't know what they want either. So you need to be there as a bit of a guide for them and to provide suggestions based on what their needs are. See why that client communication is so important? So if you don't feel confident enough to do the creative, then you need to find someone that can and hire that person. It's just a little bit of money to outsource that, but it could mean that you can add a markup to whatever you're charging to use that person for your creative. That's a really, really simple way to start bringing up those budgets, is just to charge for creative time, because you are the expert. You know what they need. You know the different ways to convey the message that your client is trying to get across. So that's why they've come to you. Clients want two things from you. They want your skills in order to make great content, but another thing you need to be ready to provide in case they don't have it is your creative opinion, because that matters a lot in creating great content that you also know that they're going to be happy with. I also know that a lot of photographers and videographers and graphic people and creative people, when they're starting out, not only do they rely on the client to provide all of that information for them, but they also hate doing it. They think that it's an extra thing that they're providing and, you know, they're not getting paid for that. They're just getting paid for their shoot time. So then charge for that creative opinion, charge for that creative expertise, and charge for the time that it takes to write that script, to write the shot list. All of those things take time and cost money. And that's why we're all here, is to like do what we love, but like also, you know, make money and eat. Another thing you guys can be doing to make more money and to bring up those budgets a little bit is to charge for your client communication time. Because another thing I know people get super frustrated by, and people when they're starting out, is how much time they're spending on client phone calls, and you know how many times they want to jump on a call and how many times they want to have meetings in person, which I know takes like half a day sometimes to get to because they're not always close by. So charge for those meetings, charge for that client communication time. You probably know how many hours or whatever it takes to put together a certain project and to discuss a project with a client. So take that amount of time and put it into your budget and give it an amount. So say it's like an hour of client communication is, you know, this many dollars. And now your client knows that, okay, they've included that in the budget. They're okay with me, you know, hopping on a phone call or, you know, going to this meeting. You're charging for that time because it is your time and it's time that you could be spending making money. Charge for your client communication time. But another thing to be wary of is, say that hour's done. Don't immediately tell your clients like, well, your hour's up, gonna have to charge for more client communication time. Like, be reasonable. Know when it's been too much. And you'll also find that some clients, it's only gonna take like 20 minutes on the phone to organize a project. And other clients, it may take that full hour, it may take a couple of other hours. And I'm not saying an hour is all it takes to plan a project. I don't know what you're working on. Make sure when you're sending your estimates to your client that it includes an allotted amount of client communication time, and charge for that time so that you don't feel bad about jumping on a phone call with them because you've included it in your budget. They're paying for that, and they'll understand that too because they are also getting paid to have this client call with you. So you need to charge for that as well. Okay, Okay guys, last but certainly not least is you need to hire more people. If you want to take on more work, if you want to increase those budgets, you just can't do everything yourself. And it's super hard as a creative to relinquish a little bit of that creative control. But once you do, you'll find that you really enjoy maybe managing those projects a little bit more and coming in and doing some of the final tweaking with an editor, or getting rid of, you know, that project that you don't like editing so much and that, you know, you don't really want to take those photos for whoever that company is because it's not your favorite thing to do anymore. You like taking a different style of photo. You can hire someone else to do that and you'll still make money on it. This is how you grow your business. I know it's a little bit scary, but I promise you, hiring other people or taking on, you know, some contract employees once in a while will ease up a lot of your stress. Adding those little tips into your future projects is what is going to allow you to do this full time if that's what you want, and it'll allow you to make more money. Chris and I are back on our favorite parking garage. It's still humid as hell outside. Chris, how do you think that our Toyota shoot went overall this whole week?
Whole week.
All of it.
From Monday to the end of the week. In my opinion, I would say this shoot went like a smashing success, really happy. And then times that by 1,000, divide that by 2, then multiply that by 400, then divide it by 27. Wow. It was excellent. That's what I'm trying to get at. I don't know why I'm trying to confuse you, I'm sorry, but it went well.
That's a lot of liking. Hopefully you guys liked it that much. I mean, it is pretty cool. We have the CN Tower over there. We have the DVP Gardner, and we have a cool car. And so overall, like, it was a really fun shoot. I'm stoked. I hope you guys liked this video. And if you did, hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell so you get notified when I post a new video every week. See you guys later. What a beautiful angle I've chosen to do this. Look at the hose and the highlights and a plane. So another thing, let's just go away plane. There's another plane. I thought it was quiet here, it's not quiet here. Okay, time to go, plane. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I hope you enjoyed seeing my mother's backyard. I hope you enjoyed my sweaty face. I'm sorry that we couldn't do all of this on the Toyota day, but I still have B-roll for you guys, so I hope you like that. We went to the Foo Fighters concert later on and I got this t-shirt. If any of you noticed so far, it's a Foo Fighters shirt. Love the Foo Fighters. There's a dog barking. So many noises.